So Konami decided to print basically a new Maxx. So we're here on Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. The Roach lives and got cuter. Yeah, it is basically the Roach. This card is nuts. It is Mulchami Puraya. It's a level 4 water aqua. Also searchable by Cupid Pitch, which is funny. But you will notice that that doesn't matter. It says you can only activate the effects of other Mulchami monsters once during the turn you activate this card's effect. That doesn't really matter. I guess it makes other Mulchamis hard ones per turns, and maybe there's other Mulchamis that aren't hard ones per turns. I don't know. It says first, if you control no cards, quick effect, you can discard this card and apply these effects for the rest of this turn. So this is already way better for the game because it says if you control no cards. Meaning, let's say, and it's not true, but let's say that this was a perfect copy of Maxx, it would still be more balanced because you could no longer make your whole board and then go pass Maxx, Lamao, I won. That would not be a thing. But it's not purely Maxx, but close. We'll get there. So again, you can't use this going first to make your board unbreakable. It's mostly going to be going second because you have to control no cards. Then, each time your opponent normal or special summons a monster from the hand, immediately draw one card. This is, of course, where people would draw the Maxx comparison. But there's also reasons why it's not exactly there, but we will get there. Let me first finish the effect. During the end phase, if you have more cards in your hand than the number of cards your opponent controls, plus 6, shuffle random cards from your hand into the deck equal to the difference. So this last part is almost never gonna come up. Because imagine your opponent controls like 5 cards, and then plus 6, you would have to have more than 11 cards in your hand before you start shuffling back. So that doesn't really matter. But let's now talk about this part of the effect. Each time your opponent normal or special summons a monster from the hand, immediately draw one card. So this is, for all intents and purposes, going second, a Maxx, but only for the summons coming from hand. So a big difference here is that it's not just special summons. Meaning, if your opponent normal summons, and let's assume every deck does, you do this in the draw phase, they're probably gonna normal at least, meaning it's at worst an Upstart Goblin, which is fine. An Upstart Goblin in your opponent's turn, by the way. So this could then already be drawing into Impermanence, it could be drawing into Effect Veiler, Ash, and so forth. Now, because it's not specifically special summon, that also means Flu gets fucked, and I love that. Fuck Flu. I'm so happy. I do not want Flu just dodging the new Maxx like they could in the OCG. Fuck that. This also hits Flu. Big fan of that part. But then, of course, what makes this way weaker than Maxx is specifically from the hand. So no from graveyard, no from deck. However, I'm going to make the argument here that this card is still bonkers. And the reason is, let's think about the best decks right now. First of all, obviously, Fire. Let's think of Pure Snake Eye. We don't know if Pure Snake Eye is gonna be a thing, given that they just hit Baron and Borreload Savage, but let's say it's still a thing. Normal summon Ash. That's a draw. You already broke even. Against this deck, you really want to draw impermanence types of effects, right? So that means now you just have a card that says replace itself, searching for those imperm-like effects. So this is like playing with 37 cards in your deck to check the odds of finding Imperm, Veiler, or Mourner, which is already big. But that's not all, because they went Snake Eye Ash. Alright, let's say you didn't draw an Imperm or whatever from this one normal summon. They search Poplar. Poplar effect, special summon from hand. Boom, that's another draw. This card was already Pot of Greed on your opponent's turn, drawing into the Imperms and the Veilers and so forth that you might be looking for. Now, let's say they are playing the Kashtira variant of the deck. Cool. Okay, that special summon Unicorn was also added already. That was already a draw 3. However, let's say they're trying to do the bigger combo with Diabellstar. So if they open Wanted or Diabellstar, that's 6 cards. Boom, that's another draw. So just Ash, Poplar, and the Diabellstar is already 3 draws. So into Fire decks, this is big. Not to mention, every time that they drew the crucial cards like Oak and Flamberge, meaning rather than summoning from deck, they now summon from hand, this will also still trigger. So this makes the Garnets, well, not really Garnets, but you know, the cards that you wouldn't rather draw, also way worse to draw, because that turns it into a real Maxx at that point. So against Pure Snake Eye, this is already solid. But that's not all. Because let's say you play against Fire King Snake Eye. You know, we just saw the ban list. Maybe Fire King Snake Eye is way better. Alright, let's say they start with Ash again. So Ash, boom, that's a draw. Poplar, boom, that's another draw. If you get to resolve Fire King Island, you do add Garunix. Garunix special summon. Special summon from hand. That's another draw. What about Kirin? Alright, we're done with Fire King. Let's talk about Rescue Ace. Haha, Rescue Ace, that's right. Preventer effect from hand, boom, draw. Turbulence effect from hand, boom, draw. And again, Bonfire into Poplar, normal summon Hydra, normal summon Airlifter, special summon Diabellstar, all of that stuff is also still happening there. Okay, so into Fire, this card is soft Maxx. unironically, in a matchup where you are desperately looking for imperms. Now, Infinite Forbidden also brings Fiendsmith. So let's say there's a Fiend pile, right? Normal summon Dark Beckoning Beast gets the Spirit Gates. That's a draw. Beckoning Beast effect, extra normal summon Samsara Lotus. Boom, that's a draw. Field spell, Surge Grave Squirmer. Squirmer effect from hand to special summon. That's a draw. Make Yama, Search Charvara. Special summon Charvara. That's a draw. Any of the Unchained cards, Aruha, that's a draw. I had really been looking forward to playing a kind of Fiend pile for Infinite Forbidden format. That's out of the window. This deck is dead. If this card is as good as I think it is, and everyone's playing 3 at this, main deck even, if your deck has discard outlets, like if your deck can just discard this shit, like for example with Diabellstar, you will main this. Because like Nibiru and Droll are dog shit. Nibiru and Droll are only played because there's not more than 9 imperms. But this is extra imperms. This is so much better. So that means you're playing this over Droll and Nib because those cards are ass in the Fire Mirrors. I guess if everyone's on Fire King now, Droll gets better, but at least the Nibs are just dog shit. So this, you replace this, now you just discard this. You discard this with your Diabellstar shit, so you don't mind. You will main deck this. And if you can't main it because you don't have a discard outlet, cool, then you'll side it. But so if everyone's playing this fucking card, why would I ever play Fiend Pile? Fiend Pile just says, whenever Mulchami resolves, you draw 5. Wow, cool deck. Yeah, nah, that shit's dead. Flu, you should find a new deck. This is not happening. Kashtira, kind of similar, I guess, because you go like Special Summon Unicorn, Normal Summon Riceheart, that's already 2 draws. If you go Special Summon Unicorn, Bird, Normal Summon Fenrir, that's already 2 draws. Fenrir, search something, maybe a Scareclaw or Riceheart, Special Summon, boom, 3 draws. That shit is ass. However, where this becomes even more toxic, in my opinion, and what like really pushed it over the edge for me, is Tenpai Dragon. Not against Tenpai Dragon, but inside Tenpai Dragon. Because the biggest issue Tenpai Dragon has is that going first, it doesn't do much. You know, going second, it is the most broken bullshit deck ever. It's like Grenmaju OTK BS. And so going second, you're just like, oh, wow, why? But then you say, ha, go first, and then the deck is kind of ass. Then you need to open these stupid floodgates like Heat Wave and Kaiser Colosseum in OCG and so forth. However, if Tenpai Dragon can play this, drawing them into all their other really good hand traps, then they are probably just living, you know? Like, so what they do is they play this, they go, you force them to go first, they go, okay, pass, draw face, Mulchami effect. And then they just start drawing. Then they just draw into their billion hand traps. And they will live because every push you do leads to them drawing into even more stuff to stop the push, and then they OTK you as they always have been, like going second. So like this card makes Tenpai way better, and honestly Tenpai did not need that. Fuck that deck. If you don't like fire format and you think Tenpai fixes it, nah, Tenpai is just like the next annoying thing, and I think this card will slot right in. So is this a new Maxx C? No, because going first, it does not ruin the game. Will it be played in every single side? Yes. It will be. Will it be played in every single main? Not necessarily. There are decks that cannot afford to main it. But I think all the good decks will try, because this card is bullshit. Also, if you are a level 4 water deck, you're even more excited, because like this can turn into Bahamut if you're going first. You know, in tier limits, I'm like, cool, this is Bahamut. This plus Rhino Heart or this plus Mud Dragon is my Bahamut. So if I go first with this, it's like whatever. But that's a little too niche. Overall, this card is crazy. Hope you found this interesting. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.